The courtroom fell silent as Judge Harlan slammed his gavel, his voice booming like thunder. Alexander Hargrove, for the murder of Tyler Vance, I sentence you to life imprisonment without parole. Alex, barely 18, felt the world shatter around him, his hands trembling in the cuffs as he realized this wasn't just a nightmare. It was his reality, born from a single desperate act of self-defense against a hate-fueled attack. Alex stared at the cold steel bars of his holding cell, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like a swarm of angry bees. His mind replayed the night it all went wrong. The dimly lit alley behind the campus bar, where Tyler and his crew had cornered him and his boyfriend, Jamie. "Faggots like you don't belong here?" Tyler had snarled, swinging a baseball bat that cracked against Jamie's arm before Alex grabbed a loose brick and swung back in blind panic. One hit, and Tyler crumpled, his skull fractured. Self-defense, Alex had screamed to the police, but the jury saw only a gay kid from a privileged family lashing out. Now, here he was, awaiting transfer to a maximum security prison that would swallow him whole. The guard slid a phone through the slot. "One call, kid. Make it count." Alex's fingers hovered over the keypad. Who to call? His mom, who had wept through the trial but couldn't face the truth about his sexuality. Jamie, who had testified but then vanished, overwhelmed by the scrutiny? No. He dialed the number he'd memorized since childhood, the one that connected to power and influence in Washington, D.C. The line rang twice before a familiar, authoritative voice answered. Hargrove speaking. "Dad, it's me, Alex." There was a pause, heavy with unspoken history. Attorney General William Hargrove, the man who'd built his career on tough-on-crime policies, the conservative darling of the party, now hearing his son's voice from a jail cell. "What the hell happened, son? The news is blowing up. Life in prison? For murder." Alex swallowed hard, the words tumbling out. "It wasn't murder, Dad. It was self-defense. They attacked us because I'm gay. Jamie and I were together, and they came at us with bats. I didn't mean to kill him." Silence stretched like a chasm. William Hargrove had always preached family values, traditional marriage, law and order. He'd risen through the ranks as a prosecutor, then senator, now the nation's top law enforcer, all while keeping his personal life buttoned up. Alex had hidden his truth for years, fearing the rejection that now loomed. "Son, I don't know what to say. Gay? When did this?" William's voice cracked, a rare vulnerability slipping through his polished facade. In his D.C. office, surrounded by aides and stacks of briefs on immigration crackdowns and drug wars, he felt the ground shift. His son, the golden boy he'd groomed for Harvard and a political future, was not only a convict but also different. The media would devour this, headlines screaming about hypocrisy, the Attorney General's gay son behind bars for life. Back in the cell, Alex pressed the phone tighter. "I need your help, Dad. You have pull. Get me a retrial, something. Please." But William hesitated. Helping Alex could unravel everything. His reputation, his alliances with conservative donors who funded anti-LGBT initiatives, his own buried doubts about his rigid worldview. "I'll see what I can do," he said finally, but the promise felt hollow. As the guard took the phone away, Alex slumped against the wall. The hook had sunk deep. His father's position might save him, or it might destroy them both. Meanwhile, in a small apartment across town, Jamie paced, his arm in a sling, guilt gnawing at him. He'd loved Alex fiercely, their relationship a secret haven in a world that judged them. But when the trial turned ugly, with lawyers digging into their texts and photos, Jamie had cracked under pressure from his own family. "We can't be associated with this," his father had said, a prominent pastor in the community. Jamie had stopped visiting, stopped calling, leaving Alex to face the verdict alone. William hung up and stared at his desk, photos of his family mocking him. Alex at graduation smiling innocently. He picked up his secure line and called his chief of staff. Dig into the case, quietly, find any angle. But as he spoke, doubt crept in. Was this nepotism, corruption, or just a father protecting his child? The moral quagmire pulled at him, mirroring the societal rifts he'd helped widen with policies that ignored the humanity of those like his son. Alex's mind raced through memories. Stolen kisses with Jamie in the park, whispered promises of a future together. Now, that future was bars and regret. The transport van arrived at dawn, chaining him with other inmates. As they rumbled toward the prison, Alex wondered if his call had been a lifeline or a noose. In D.C., William met with advisors. "Sir, intervening could look like abuse of power," one warned. "The victim's family is vocal, hate crime or not," the jury ruled. William nodded, but inside, turmoil brewed. He'd always seen the world in black and white. Criminals deserved punishment. But Alex, his boy, the conflict tore at his core, forcing him to confront the prejudices he'd internalized. Jamie, meanwhile, scrolled through news alerts, heart aching. He'd betrayed Alex by pulling away, but the fear was real. Losing his scholarship, his family's support. "I have to fix this," he muttered, dialing a lawyer friend. Little did he know, his actions would spark a chain of events that exposed deeper betrayals. The prison gates clanged shut behind Alex, the weight of life without parole settling like lead. Inmates eyed him, whispers of the AG's kid spreading. Survival here meant toughening up, but Alex's spirit cracked under the isolation. Letters to Jamie went unanswered, amplifying the pain. William, back home, faced his wife, Elena. "He told me he's gay," he confessed. Elena's eyes welled. "I knew Bill, for years, but you were always so unyielding." The revelation sparked their first real argument in decades, unearthing buried resentments. William's career had come first, leaving family fractures untended. As days turned to weeks, Alex adapted, forming tentative alliances in the yard. But nightmares of that night haunted him, questioning if he'd overreacted, if there was another way. The moral ambiguity gnawed. Was he a victim or a killer? Jamie, driven by guilt, leaked details to a journalist hoping to sway public opinion. The story exploded. Attorney General's son claims hate crime cover-up. William's phone rang off the hook, forcing him to choose. Defend his policies or his son? The scandal hit like a tsunami, flooding every news outlet from cable TV to social media. William Hargrove stood at a podium in the Justice Department briefing room, cameras flashing as he addressed the press. "My son's case is a personal matter, but I assure you, the department will not interfere. Justice must be blind." His words were measured, but inside, rage simmered. Who had leaked the hate crime angle? It painted him as a hypocrite, the man who'd pushed for harsher sentences now with a convicted son. In prison, Alex heard the news on the communal TV, hope flickering. Public outcry might force a review, but the other inmates jeered. "Daddy's boy thinks he's special," one snarled, shoving him during rec time. Alex fought back, earning a week in solitary. Alone in the dark cell, he reflected on his choices. Coming out to friends, pursuing Jamie despite the risks. Was love worth this hell? Jamie watched the press conference from his dorm room, hands shaking. He'd anonymous tipped the reporter, thinking it would help. But now, threats poured in, online trolls calling him a liar, his father's congregation shunning him. "You brought shame on us," his dad had said, cutting off contact. Jamie's isolation mirrored Alex's, the price of their love exacting a toll on everyone. Elena flew to D.C., confronting William in their Georgetown home. "You have to do something. He's our son." William paced, tie loosened. "If I pull strings, it'll destroy my credibility. The party will turn on me." But Elena pressed, "What about your soul? You've ignored who he is for too long." The argument escalated, revealing William's own suppressed doubts. A college friend he'd distanced himself from after rumors of being gay. Had he built his life on denial? Alex emerged from solitary, thinner and harder. A fellow inmate, Marcus, a lifer for a similar self-defense case, offered advice. Fight from inside. Write appeals. Inspired, Alex drafted letters to advocacy groups, detailing the homophobic slurs ignored in court. One reached Lambda Legal, sparking interest. The media frenzy intensified when Jamie went public in an interview. Alex saved my life that night. It was a hate crime, but the prosecution buried it. Viewers sympathized, petitions circulated. But backlash hit hard. Conservative pundits accused Jamie of fabricating for attention, dredging up his past relationships. Williams' advisors urged damage control. Distance yourself, sir. Say it's a family tragedy. But at a cabinet meeting, the president pulled him aside. Bill, handle this quietly, or it jeopardizes our agenda. Pressure mounted, forcing William to confront his ethics. Uphold the system he championed, or bend it for family. In prison, Alex received a visit from a Lambda lawyer. We see bias in the trial. We'll push for appeal. Hope surged, but so did fear, reliving the trauma publicly. He wrote to Jamie, "Why did you leave?" No reply came, deepening the wound. Jamie, now jobless after his internship revoked, crashed with a friend. Guilt consumed him. His betrayal in withdrawing support had left Alex vulnerable. He decided to testify again, but his family intervened, threatening disownment. The choice tore him: loyalty to Alex or familial bonds. William secretly met with the trial judge's clerk, probing for procedural errors. "This stays off the record," he warned. But leaks happened, fueling accusations of tampering. His approval ratings plummeted, donors fled. The personal cost hit home when Elena packed a bag. "Fix this or I'm gone." Alex's appeal gained traction. Headlines shifting: AG's son victim of injustice? Protests formed outside the prison, chanting for equality. But inside, Alex faced retaliation. An inmate attack left him bruised, a reminder of societal hate persisting even behind bars. Jamie's public stance backfired when Tyler's family sued him for defamation. Broken alone, he reached out to Elena, confessing his love for Alex. "I was scared, but I won't run anymore." Elena, moved, relayed it to William, chipping at his resolve. As the appeal hearing loomed, William faced a crossroads. Intervene and risk his career. Stay silent and lose his family. In a late-night call to Alex, he admitted, "I was wrong about so many things." Tears flowed on both ends, a tentative bridge forming over years of distance. The hearing began, evidence of bias presented. Jamie took the stand, voice steady. "They targeted us because we're gay. Alex acted to protect me." The courtroom tensed, the judge pondering. William watched from afar, heart pounding. Would justice prevail, or would the system he built claim his son? The appeal courtroom buzzed with tension, reporters scribbling furiously as Jamie finished his testimony. "I love Alex, and that night, hate tried to destroy us." The words hung heavy, challenging the jury's original verdict. Alex, in an orange jumpsuit, met Jamie's eyes across the room, a spark of forgiveness amid the pain. But Tyler's family glared, their lawyer cross-examining viciously. "You fled after the incident. Sounds like guilt." Outside, protests swelled, LGBT activists waving signs. "Justice for Alex? End hate crimes." Counter-protesters shouted back, echoing Williams' past rhetoric on personal responsibility. The divide mirrored the nation's fractures, with social media ablaze in debates over morality and law. William, holed up in his office, monitored via live stream. Calls from party leaders flooded in. "Step down if you can't control this." His marriage teetered. Elena had moved to a hotel, demanding action. In a moment of clarity, he drafted a statement supporting hate crime enhancements, a reversal of his stance. But publishing it could end his tenure. In prison holding, Alex confided in Marcus. "If I get out, what then? My life's ruined." Marcus nodded. "Freedom comes with scars, kid. But you fight for it." The words echoed Alex's internal battle. Regret over the violence, but no apology for his identity. The judge ruled for a retrial, citing prosecutorial misconduct in downplaying homophobia. Cheers erupted, but Tyler's family vowed appeals. Alex was transferred to a lower security facility, a small victory. Jamie visited, hands pressed against glass. "I'm sorry I left. Fear won." Alex forgave, but trust was fractured, the betrayal's cost lingering. William's statement leaked before he could decide, courtesy of a disgruntled aide. Attorney General supports son's appeal, hypocrisy? Blared headlines. The backlash was swift. Impeachment talks, resignation demands. At home alone, William poured a drink, questioning his life's choices. Had power blinded him to compassion? Jamie faced his own reckoning, confronting his father at church. Love isn't a sin, Dad. The pastor turned away, excommunicating him. Jamie's world crumbled, but resolve hardened. He'd stand by Alex, no matter the price. As retrial prep began, new evidence surfaced, witness recantations admitting bias. Alex's lawyer pushed hard, but the DA, a political rival of William's, resisted. This is favoritism, he claimed. William testified voluntarily, a shock to all. My son deserves fair justice, as does every American. The admission cost him allies, but gained public sympathy. Elena returned, seeing change. You're finally the man I married. Alex and Jamie reconnected through letters, rebuilding slowly. We'll face this together, Jamie wrote, but societal pressures loomed, job prospects dimmed by notoriety. The retrial opened with high stakes. Prosecutors painted Alex as aggressive. Defense highlighted hate. Testimonies clashed, emotions raw. Alex took the stand. I didn't choose to be gay, but I chose to defend myself. Is that wrong? Verdict day arrived, jury deliberating hours. Not guilty on murder but manslaughter, 10 years, time served counting. Alex collapsed in relief, though freedom was bittersweet. The reduced sentence sparked outrage from both sides. Too lenient for some, still unjust for others. William resigned post-verdict, citing family priorities. I've learned the law must evolve with society. His fall from grace was complete, but redemption began. Jamie waited outside as Alex walked free, embracing tightly. We paid dearly, Alex whispered, but scars remained, trust issues, family rifts. In the aftermath, Alex advocated for LGBT rights, turning pain into purpose. William joined him occasionally, mending their bond. Yet, questions lingered. Had justice truly been served? Freedom tasted like rain on Alex's skin as he stepped into the sunlight, Jamie's hand in his. But the world had changed. Paparazzi swarmed, shouting questions about his father, the trial, their relationship. No comment, Alex muttered, shielding his face. The 10-year sentence hung over him like a shadow, parole hearings looming, but for now he was out on appeal bond. They drove to a quiet cabin in Virginia, courtesy of Elena, seeking solace. I thought I'd never see this again, Alex said, staring at the stars. Jamie nodded, but tension simmered. I betrayed you by hiding. Can you forgive that? Alex paused, the hurt fresh. It cost us everything, but love means trying. Back in D.C., William navigated unemployment, fielding book offers and speaking gigs. Conservative circles shunned him, but progressive groups applauded his shift. Dad, you sacrificed your career, Alex said in a call. William chuckled wryly. Power isn't everything. Family is. Yet, resentment brewed. Had Alex's choices forced this? Societal backlash intensified. Online forums debated if Alex's reduced sentence set a dangerous precedent, excusing violence. Hate mail arrived at their door, forcing security measures. Jamie's job search faltered, employers wary of the drama. We're marked, he lamented. Elena mediated family dinners, pushing honesty. Bill, admit your policies hurt people like Alex. William confessed, I was afraid of change, of what it meant for me. The admission healed wounds, but not all. Alex harbored anger over years of neglect. A new conflict arose when a documentary crew approached, wanting their story. Alex saw opportunity for awareness. Jamie feared exploitation. We've been through enough, he argued. The decision strained them, echoing past divides. William's former colleagues launched investigations into his tampering. Though cleared, it tarnished further. He volunteered at legal clinics, aiding marginalized defendants, finding purpose in atonement. Alex spoke at rallies, voice strong. Hate crimes destroy lives. We must fight back ethically. But internally, doubt plagued. Was killing Tyler, even in defense, justifiable? Nightmares persisted, therapy sessions unpacking trauma. Jamie proposed couples counseling. We need to rebuild trust. Sessions revealed Jamie's abandonment stemmed from internalized homophobia, instilled by his family. I chose wrong, he admitted. Alex shared his guilt. I swung that brick too hard. The documentary proceeded with caveats. Filming dredged up pain, revisiting the alley, interviewing witnesses. Tyler's family appeared, humanizing their loss. He was flawed, but didn't deserve death. The moral gray area deepened, forcing Alex to confront. Victim or perpetrator? Public reaction split. Some hailed them heroes, others villains. Death threats escalated. A brick through their window mirroring the fatal night. Is this the price? Alex asked. William intervened, using connections for protection. I won't lose you again. The family united, but at what cost? Elena's health suffered from stress, a heart scare landing her in hospital. As parole approached, evidence of rehabilitation piled. Alex's advocacy, community service. But the board hesitated, citing public outcry. Jamie testified, he's paid enough. Approval came, full freedom granted. Celebrations were muted, scars too deep. They moved to a small town, seeking anonymity, but whispers followed. William wrote a memoir, exposing systemic biases. Sales soared, but old friends accused betrayal. You changed sides, one said. William replied, no, I saw the truth. Alex and Jamie's relationship evolved, stronger yet fragile. We chose each other, despite everything, Alex said. But the journey's toll, lost innocence, fractured bonds. Settling into normalcy proved elusive. Alex landed a job at an LGBT nonprofit, channeling energy into reform. Jamie pursued teaching, inspiring youth with stories of resilience. But shadows lingered. Anniversaries of the incident triggered panic attacks. Therapy a constant. Family gatherings grew warmer, William sharing barbecues, discussing politics openly. I regret my old views, he admitted. Alex probed. Why enforce them then? William sighed. Ambition blinded me. Power corrupts subtly. Societal tensions flared when a similar case hit headlines. Another gay teen in self-defense gone wrong. Alex testified as an expert, arguing for context in sentencing. Critics decried, excusing murder under hate guise. Jamie faced his past, visiting his estranged father. Forgive me. The pastor softened slightly. You're still my son. Reconciliation tentative but healing. A betrayal surfaced. The documentary director twisted footage, sensationalizing for views. They made me look like a monster, Alex raged. Lawsuits followed, draining resources. Trust in media shattered, amplifying isolation. Williams' book tour drew protests, conservatives picketing, accusing flip-flopping. A heated debate on TV exposed him. You only changed because it hit home. William conceded. Yes, personal pain opened my eyes. Isn't that human? Elena's recovery bonded them. Family therapy unpacking generations of expectations. We all paid prices, she said. Alex realized his actions rippled far, questioning if outing himself earlier could have prevented tragedy. Romance rekindled for Alex and Jamie, quiet dates rebuilding intimacy. But arguments arose over future. Kids? Marriage? Society's not ready, Jamie feared. Alex pushed. We make it ready. A high-profile offer came. Alex for a congressional run. Use your story, advisors urged. Tempted, but wary of politics toxicity. William advised, it's brutal, but change needs voices like yours. Declining, Alex focused locally, mentoring at-risk youth. One kid, echoing his past, confessed struggles. You're not alone, Alex assured, paying forward. Jamie's school faced backlash over his hiring, parents complaining. He's a distraction. He fought, winning with community support, but stress mounted. Climax built when Tyler's brother confronted Alex at an event. "You took my family." Words exchanged, raw emotion spilling. "I regret it every day," Alex said. The man walked away, unresolved, highlighting unforgiven wounds. William faced health issues, a scare prompting reflection. "I almost lost everything chasing power." Retirement brought peace, volunteering with Alex. As years passed, bonds strengthened, but costs tallied. Careers derailed, relationships tested, psyches scarred. Yet growth emerged, empathy where rigidity once ruled. Life stabilized, but echoes persisted. Alex and Jamie married in a small ceremony, William officiating with pride. "Love wins," he toasted, a far cry from his former self. Elena beamed, family whole yet transformed. Advocacy grew. Alex's nonprofit lobbied for hate crime laws, William consulting. Successes came, bills passed, lives saved. But failures stung, cases lost to prejudice. Jamie published a book on youth identity, drawing from pain. "Betrayal taught me strength," he wrote. "Sales modest but impact profound." A final confrontation. William met Tyler's family privately. "I'm sorry for your loss." Dialogue opened, not forgiveness, but understanding. Moral complexities acknowledged, no absolutes. Alex reflected nightly. Choices define us, but at what price? Society evolved slowly, acceptance spreading, yet hate endured. Years on, they gathered for holidays, stories shared. Laughter mixed with tears, resilience forged in fire. But one question lingered, sparking endless debate. In a world of gray morals, was Alex's act of self-defense truly justified, or did it cross an unforgivable line?